Hello, and welcome back to Mansoor Studios with Ishmael Mansoor for another day of editing in the neighborhood. So today will be considered a double feature. We got two instead of one picture today, and so let's focus on the first one here. My thoughts for this picture: I plan on working on changing its white balance by adjusting its Kelvin temperature here to GIMP. We can talk a little bit about Kelvin temperatures while we do this. So when we talk about Kelvin temperatures, we're referring to hot and cold colors. Hots are considered reds, oranges. I'm not sure you consider yellow hot, but anything that seems like yon heat, that is considered hot. Blues are your cold, so ice cold, for example. And I'm going to turn on split view so you can see a nice feature GIMP has. So on the left-hand side is our intended picture, which I'm increasing its temperature or making it hotter, which is why you see more reds. And on the right-hand side is the original, which we can now see in contrast to the left-hand side, just how cold it is. And so by cold, you can tell that the glass here is very, very blue. It's interesting how buildings or cities tend to be cold because of the reflections glass gives off. So it's this little split view. Yep, it loads in the other side, just the way I like it. Because without this, the picture looks like it's been taken. It just feels cold, not as welcoming. And this was taken in downtown Orlando, and it was rather a hot day. So this hint of red here, be it a high temperature, really helps set the mood of how that day really was. So hit OK to confirm that. And now we just add a little extra onto the picture, just for editing's sake. Let's see here. The whites in the back, I'm pretty sure there are clouds in this picture. But if I recall correctly, the higher Kelvin temperature must have washed them out. So I'll see if I can bring them back. Okay. Might need something stronger than darken only this time. Let's get our burn. That's interesting. I'll pass. Delete layer. Okay. I'll say this is a considerable step up from the first picture, so I'll leave this one as is. Let me full screen it for you. So Control Shift J brings your picture in flush with the screen, or as far as GIMP can take it. So it zoomed in as far as it can go until one of the borders of the picture collide with either top or sides. In this case, it was the top, and there you have it. Let's get our other picture here. So on its own, I say this picture is just fine. However, what I want to do is do a black and white picture. So if you were to do this in camera, you would have to adjust the camera in settings to monochrome or the colors to monochrome, depending which section you're in, and take those pictures that you want to take. However, what if you're going between color and black and white? That means you're swapping back and forth inside the camera. Well, in GIMP, you can do that by going to your saturation. There we go. And we simply just desaturate the picture. And that takes out all the color. Bingo. Now we have a black and white. But what really makes a black and white stick out is the contrast. So you can either fiddle with the layers here, such as using grain merge, the burn tool, and hard light to get higher contrast, or in the color section, once again, you have brightness and contrast. You can control each of these settings individually. So when you work with black and whites, you want to have just a little bit brighter. so it balances whatever you're going to try to contrast it with. And the contrast is what brings out the shadows and gives you a strong outline. However, too much contrast, you kind of lose a sense of definition. So right there, that is very good around the bottom half of the building. Let me Control Z to show you. Oh, can't do that right now. Do a split view. There we go. So we get an idea of what we're doing exactly. Very convenient. So this contrast almost makes the picture seem more accurate to the original. Since it does not have any color, we have to rely on our brights, our blacks, and our whites. And so we got to make it very clear what is gray, what is not, via the contrast. It almost looks like something looks like it comes straight from a noir film. Yep, I like this. This is very good. Hit OK. Bingo. That's how you do black and white in GIMP as well. Just hold on to this guy a bit longer. What else can we do for him? Oh, I think I've done all I could for this guy. Let's see here, let's touch up with some layers. So whenever I do my artificial HDR method, the colors have to be decently balanced for it to work. It doesn't really matter too much about the lights and darks. No, you need more midtones. That's what I meant to say. You need midtones to make it look like you have that HDR effect. Because if it's too dark a light, either those will get exaggerated in your picture. I don't do this method all the time, but it's a good place to start when you work with a picture. Sometimes you might use burn. I've done that a couple of times. You actually use the burn layer to get an unreal effect. There we go. Just what I like. It seems like if you go back and forth with this effect, it almost feels like it takes a tint or a film off, as if like you're kind of more in the moment and you're not really looking through a camera, which I find quite lovely. Yep, that'll be all for today. Thank you for listening to Mansoor Studios. See you next time.